If you're wanting to create some happy memories during the holiday season with your family, enjoying the rare time to relax and have some fun together, and instead the same old issues keep arising and there's constant bickering, conflict and frustration, and you don't know what's gone wrong, you don't know why it's happening, and you can see your holiday heading to a holiday nightmare instead of a happy holiday, and you want to know, why do these problems keep arising and what is keeping my family stuck here? Then today I want to tell you about the holiday illusion that keeps your family stuck in arguments. I'll also be sharing with you the holiday solution, which is 3 steps that you can take immediately today upon listening to the podcast that will help you start creating happy memories in your home where there is understanding, harmony and peace. You're going to love today's podcast, so let's dive in. Welcome to the Happy Home Podcast, where we help Muslim mothers create success and happiness in their personal, professional and family life and raise their children as happy, pious and productive Muslims. My name is Sayed-Hossen and I am your host and the founder of the Happy Home Institute. And welcome to today's podcast, where we're unraveling the holiday illusion that keeps your family stuck in arguments. I'll be sharing with you in today's podcast the holiday solution that overcomes this holiday illusion and helps you to create peace, harmony and happy memories in your family instead. Now, if you're like myself and my clients, we're busy working professional Muslim mothers who work hard in our careers and our businesses, and we're extremely dedicated at balancing that with our family life so that our family flourishes and has all that they need to succeed. So when holiday time comes by, it's an opportunity to stop rushing. Take some time to relax and enjoy your family. And that's something we really look forward to. Mothers like myself, we really look forward to the holidays. We want to stop working and enjoy the life that we've been working so hard for. Now, it wasn't always the case of happy holidays. In fact, it used to be very much a holiday nightmare for myself and the clients I've worked with. So if you're struggling right now, where your family has started to annoy each other and annoy you, and your happy holidays turning into a holiday nightmare, and you're left wondering, why do I bother? What is the point of working so hard and doing what I do when this is how my family behave? Then you're going to love today's podcast, because I'll be sharing with you what I share with my clients to get them out of this place and into a place where they can finally have that happy holiday that they've been looking for. But you know what? It's not just your children, right? Even you and your husband can start getting annoyed with each other. You were hoping for the holidays to go a certain way, and it ends up with arguments, shouting and tears. So why does this happen every holiday? So much so that probably your kids are preempting it. They're expecting it. They say to you, well, you and daddy are probably going to have another argument anyway this holiday, as you're trying to make plans for what to do. And you're trying to be positive. You want to have a great time together. But when this tension starts to build up and everyone is snapping at each other, and your kids were right, at that point, even you're thinking, what's the point? I don't care anymore. I can't be bothered with family life. It's too much hard work. And you end up keeping yourself busy with outings and moments alone with your coffee, just doing you. It's your holiday and you want to enjoy it, even if it's by yourself. But that's not what any of us want. We actually want to enjoy that happy holiday with our children and our families. We want to have a great time. We want to build happy memories. Otherwise, what are we working for? So I'm going to be sharing with you why that's happening and what this holiday illusion is that's causing this problem, and the holiday solution that's going to help you to start creating harmony and peace in your home and start enjoying one another while the holidays are still here. Now, if you take what I'm sharing and implement today, you will instantly see a difference in how you react and how your family members react towards you. And it will start to impact the whole family. So here's what it is. Let's start with the holiday illusion. You see, when we keep ourselves busy and distracted, knowing that there are some issues in the family and not knowing how to resolve them, we can fall under the illusion to think, well, actually, just because we're all busy and everyone is just getting on with it, that the issue isn't resolved. You see, issues like feeling disrespected, hurt, feeling like no one really sees you, no one understands you, no one's here for you, those sort of issues, they don't just get better when we ignore them. Although the illusion is that actually, because we're all getting on with it and we seem to be just being able to pass each other by during the day-to-day routine of life, that therefore it's almost gone. And that's why when the holiday comes, we think, well, actually, we're going to have a lovely time, forgetting that actually those issues haven't been resolved. Now, these sort of issues, they're not just like someone having taken something from the fridge without permission, someone else's food, it's deeper than that. And when you've got deeper issues, what happens is they don't just get left, even though no one's dealing with it. And even if we say to people, well, just forget about it, just say sorry and forget about it, move on, no one knows what to do with that, because actually you still feel hurt. You don't maybe feel quite acknowledged or safe that they're not going to do it again. So that in itself doesn't solve it. Forgetting about it doesn't solve it. It actually makes it worse, because when we are in that situation where we feel a bit hurt by someone, feel misunderstood, disrespected, not really seen by them, or feeling like they're always seeing the worst in you, what happens is, as human beings, we put up coping mechanisms. We create them in ways of, and you'll know this because you've probably done it yourself before, like in ways like, oh, I'll just stay away, I'll keep a distance. Or, children do this a lot. I'm just going to say yes to whatever they say, but I'll just do what I want. They're not saying that's how I'll cope, but that's really what it is. Another way that children do it, teenagers, is I'll just stay in my room. I'll just stay away. But husbands and wives, we cope with hurt in different ways as well. Like, starting to think, well, if it happens again, I'm just going to walk away. I give up. I can't take it anymore. I can't live like this anymore. Or I'll just stay quiet then. I'll just shut my mouth. These are all coping mechanisms when we don't know how to resolve the underlying problem. But by making these decisions, really, that's what they are. They're a decision to stay away or switch off. By doing that, the problem is getting worse, not better. So the family can start to think, well, okay, we're all moving on. We're all just, tolerating each other. That's good. Maybe it's all going, in a good direction. Maybe those issues are resolving themselves. But most of the time, it's unlikely that is the case. And you'll know, because in the holidays, when everyone starts getting upset and with each other and touchy and making digs and comments, you can see those problems arising again. Now imagine, for example, the scenario where the child says, forget it, I'm just going to stay in my room because all I ever do is get criticized and told off, and they never see any good that I do. And you would know this because your children will say this in anger sometimes. So you know that's where they're struggling. And then the holiday time comes and they think, well, okay, you know what? I'll come down. I'll spend some time with the family, right? But then remember, they've been avoiding the situation for a while. They've just stayed in their room. That's their coping mechanism. During that time, the parents, their frustration's building up because they're thinking, well, he hasn't taken on board any of what I've said. He doesn't care. He's just switched off. He's just in his room. So whilst he was coping, the frustration for the parents have been building, and then the child comes down and decides to spend some family time. But the reality is that frustration is still there. So it only takes the child leaving a little mess or making a silly joke about, life and school. And, the parents get really upset and the frustration comes straight back. This child is not taking life seriously enough. They're not taking what we say on board. So the parents get annoyed and say something, and the child snaps back. This is why I don't bother to come down. And you can see this sort of scenario playing out where actually it didn't get better with time. It actually got worse. Another scenario you might be experiencing in your home right now is where your husband says, oh, it's his wife that does everything in the house. She doesn't respect him. She undermines him in front of the children. And most of the time he says no, he doesn't say anything and lets his wife get on with it. But when he gets angry, he'll say things to her like, you don't respect me. I'm in nothing in this house. I'll just shut my mouth then. And, and that's how he copes. He copes with feeling, like he doesn't have a place in the home. He's not able to do what he wants to do. He copes with it that way. And he just lets his wife get on with it. And she's thinking, well, actually, you just let me get on with it. You're not doing anything. So I need to step up. I need to take on all the responsibility. So she steps into doing everything. And then holidays come, right? And they function like that throughout work lifetime. And then the holiday period comes and they're sitting together as a family, and he sees the child doing something that he shouldn't be doing. He steps in and disciplines the child, tells him off, and tries to get involved in the parenting again, because it's natural. If you see your child doing something, you're going to want to say stop. But the mother steps in and tells him he's being too harsh, and there's a different way to speak to the child. Try it like this, or you don't actually know what's going on. This is what's going on, because obviously she's been looking after everything. And he thinks, why do I bother? I'll just leave her to it. And you can see there in that sort of scenario, if that's something you're going through at home, that actually you can see how each person is getting more and more frustrated with each other. And when they come together in family, holidays, and they're trying to spend time together, those issues come out. And it doesn't take very much for them to come out. And yet how both, by what they're doing, and it's actually making it worse, not better. Because that's not the scenario the father wants, and that's not the scenario the mother wants. She wants him to be able to step up and take his role, but do it in a way that is effective and gets the best out of the child. So there are dynamics there. There are dynamics there that need to be changed, because these issues, these frustrations and underlying dynamic issues do not just go away. They need to be resolved, or they will keep popping up. Now, that is essentially the holiday illusion, that we think that everything is quiet, is okay, everyone's getting on with it. So therefore the holidays come and we're going to have a great time together. We'll create some lovely memories, we'll enjoy each other, and it'll be really nice. That's the holiday illusion, because the reality of it is there are underlying issues that will pop up unless we actually resolve them. Now, to help you resolve these issues, I'll be running a 3-day masterclass. If you haven't signed up already, make sure you do today, inshallah, because you're going to love it. It will show you what I do with my clients to help them resolve all of these frustrations and dynamic issues, reactions and behaviors that push our family further apart. You will learn why these problems keep happening and what steps to take to resolve them, whether that's in your parenting or your marriage. So if you haven't signed up already today, make sure you sign up. The link is www.happyhomecoaching.com/blueprint. The masterclass starts on the 8th of January. It continues on the 9th and 10th. It's just 1 hour short daily sessions on those 3 days, but you're going to absolutely love how you can actually start resolving these issues and see what steps are needed to do that. Now, at the same time in that week, on the 9th of January, the next day, I'll be opening enrollment to my Happy Home program. This is an amazing year's journey with me, where I personally take you through the steps that I showed you on how to resolve every challenge you have in your family. So next year, next winter holidays, you can actually have a happy holiday because you have a happy home, inshallah. Imagine not living with these underlying issues, but actually resolving them, knowing that everyone is actually good with each other in the home. Because you as a mother can actually resolve these issues in your home. It's a very simple process that does not take much time and energy. In fact, as you go through the process, you'll find that you have even more time and energy because of what you learn and how it impacts you and your family, and the problems that have been draining you start to disappear. Now, this program is for Muslim working mothers who are ambitious and dedicated to succeed. They are not willing to fail. They're just waiting for someone to show them how to overcome their challenges in their home. The cost of this program is £6,000 for the year, or you can pay by installments of £500 per month. And as all my clients will tell you, it's worth every penny and more. Even if I charge more, it would be worth that. Now, you will love how much your family changes and how much more relaxed you are, knowing that you're no longer having to carry these problems, but knowing that you've addressed them. And no doubt this program is going to sell out. So get ready to come and join me as soon as we open enrollment on the 9th of January, inshallah, because 2024 is going to be your best year. Now, to resolve the issues, the real dynamic frustration issues, you definitely have to join the masterclass and join my Happy Home program, inshallah, in January. But as for what you do in the interim, I'm going to give you 3 small steps today that you can apply that will give you a solution to the problem where, yes, there are some problems underlying. We have got some issues to resolve, but we're together. We're still a family, and we've got to start bringing the best out of each other, not the worst. So I'm going to give you the holiday solution that overcomes this holiday illusion that we've been living with. Now, the holiday illusion is, hoping we're going to have a great time, knowing that there are problems, right? So the holiday solution is the opposite. We're acknowledging that there are some issues. We haven't learned to resolve them yet, But we still want to get the best out of each other, and we are going to work towards a resolution. So this requires you to take on 3 different mindset shifts. Changing the way that you think about the solution is really going to change the way that everyone responds to you and to each other, right? Because as the mother, you have a huge capacity to change your family. And I want to start giving you some steps forward. So 1, you can see the impact that you can really have in the family. And 2, that starts making things a lot easier for you. So here's the first thing. Step 1, instead of thinking you're the problem, you're the one who has the problem. And, if you don't change, that's your problem, right? So we might be thinking that about our husbands, like he's the one with the problem. It's his family, it's his childhood, it's his work, it's his pressures, it's him. He has a problem, he has to change. And if he doesn't, tough, that's your problem. Or we might think that about our teenager, like you're the one with the problem. If you don't change, fine, well, we'll just bear it until you're old enough to leave home, and then that's it. It's your problem. You're going to create a mess in your life. That's your problem. Now, thinking like that, it's your problem, you have to change, doesn't actually serve you. It actually doesn't help you at all, because look, as long as that person has that problem and they don't take action upon it, it becomes your problem. Why? If they shut off or withdrawn, whether that's a husband or a child, it means, your family isn't going to feel united. You're going to be picking up after your husband. You're going to be picking up after that child who's just switched off, and it's easier just to leave him where he is. And you're really going to be picking up the pieces of that problem. So thinking it's your problem isn't actually true. It's everyone's problem. So when we change it to, well, actually, there are unresolved issues, and together we will solve them, that changes everything in your body language, in your speech, in your responses, and in your energy that's felt by the other person. When you're thinking it's our problem and we'll resolve it together. Yes, there are underlying issues. We'll resolve it together. You don't even have to say that to the other person. Even just thinking it will change how you are, because you'll go from thinking you and them to us and we. In the very small things that you do, like, oh, should we do this together? Or can we figure out a solution? And you'll just change the way you speak, and that will start to calm things down instantly. It takes you from blame to togetherness. It means that we've got to be together in the issues. We can't just say, oh, it's your problem, you fix it, it's your issue, and if you don't, it's your problem. That doesn't work. Now, step 2, if you're thinking, well, why should I get help? I'm the one with the issue, my husband's the one with the issue, why should I get help? Now, if your husband's willing to get help, great. We have male coaches in the Happy Home Institute, so drop me a message and I will help you arrange that for your husband, right? However, if your husband's not willing to get help, then what that really means is that you've put your happiness and your family success in your husband's hands, and he's not going to do anything about it. And you're not prepared to let your family fail because of that. Now, I work with mothers alone. And what's amazing about the mother, the influence she has in the family, is that she can change the entire dynamic of the family in her marriage, her parenting, that changes the whole home. She can create a happy home where she leads everyone to resolving their issues, behaving nicer with one another and overcoming the challenges that are there, even if the other family members do not get help. Because look, face it, that's what you're trying to do anyway. You see challenges, you're trying to resolve them. You're trying to encourage everyone to speak nicely to each other. You're trying to encourage your husband to be less harsh with your children. You're already doing it, but in a way that's not working and it's not effective. It's not giving you the results you wanted. But if you knew how to do it instead, then you just shift what you're doing, because the intention's still there, the willingness is still there, and you can help your family overcome the challenges in a way that actually does resolve them at the root. And what you'll love when you do this is how close it brings you to your family members. So instead of thinking it's your problem, you need to fix it, this is your mess, you need to go and get help, and your husband isn't willing to get help, it is much more empowering for you to think, you know what, I'm willing to bring change to our home. I'm going to be the one that brings solutions to our family. I will help turn this family around. And when I make the step, everyone else will follow. And that's what really happens when my clients start working with me. As the client starts to change the way she's reacting and responding, she's getting the best out of her children, they're behaving, the father comes on board. He can see that she knows what she's doing now. She's got something that works, and so he comes on board and he starts asking her, well, how is it that you did that? What is it you're doing? Can you help me with this situation? And that always leads to changes in the way he parents too, and the way he responds to his wife, and the way he leads his family. So it's absolutely amazing what happens when the mother changes. So instead of waiting for him to change, get the ball rolling, right? Be willing to be the one that brings about the change, and everyone will follow. You won't have to do it all yourself, but you might have to make the first step. In taking the first step, you'll feel empowered, that your happiness is no longer in the hands of others, and you can step forward and be proactive and bring the solutions that you've been searching for. Your family will be forever grateful. Step 3. To start reminding yourself daily that with Allah's help, anything is possible. Because most of the time when we speak to ourselves and when we're having this inner dialogue, we're saying to ourselves, this is impossible. I can't take this anymore. They're never going to change. They don't want to change. Things are always going to be like this. I don't want this like that. So the way we speak to ourselves really does, bring us down. It makes us feel really low, exhausts us. If we're thinking like this, then our minds are going to be completely drained. So to change her around, I want you to start reminding yourself daily that with Allah's help, anything is possible. What that will do is give you hope and faith that you can actually get a solution. You're not stuck. And that will give you a strength and an upbeat energy that will really change the vibe in your home. Because of course, change is possible. It's happened for so many others. So thinking that there is no hope and nothing can change for you and no one will change really keeps you stuck and keeps you low. And it will happen for you, because with Allah's help, anything is possible. And what you'll love on the Happy Home Journey is that we take all of our psychological and relationship solutions from the Quran and Sunnah. It's not like any Islamic course you've ever attended, because it's not an Islamic course. This is a life course where we will give you real formulaic practical advice and steps to take to resolve every challenge in your family. So yes, is it possible with Allah's help? Absolutely. Anything is possible, especially when you're using the guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you. So let's summarize. The holiday solution that I'm sharing with you today that will help you create harmony when there are underlying issues that are yet to be addressed are these. Number 1, have a plan to resolve those issues, right? Long term, like joining the masterclass and joining me on the Happy Home program. 2, have an interim plan of how you're going to start moving forward. That requires you to start thinking differently. That these unresolved issues, they're there, but together we will solve them. I will make the first step to bring the change to my family. I will create a happy home. And with Allah's help, anything is possible. With these thoughts that you repeat to yourself often, it will lead you to deal with your family in a completely different way. Now imagine this, that your child walks off in a strop because they've been told off again and your husband was harsh with them. And you're not looking at your husband in a condescending way anymore. You're thinking, there are some unresolved issues. And you're just thinking it. You're not even saying it. And together we will solve them. How will your demeanor be? How will the mercy in your eyes come across? It won't be with blame anymore. It will be with hope and solution. Right? We're going to find a solution. We're going to create a happy home. With Allah's help, anything is possible. When you start thinking like this, speaking like this, acting like this, it will change the entire vibe in the family, because maybe everyone has lost hope. Maybe everyone is struggling and feeling stuck. And they're just thinking, how can I get away? Or how can I get out? Or how can I stay away? But when you start bringing hope of a solution to your family, everyone will be able to be more at ease. The things won't be like this forever. So don't forget, not only do you have to have this interim plan, but you need to have the long-term plan of signing up for the masterclass and then getting ready to come and join me on the Happy Home program to make that journey easy for you. Because when you have an expert helping you and holding your hands through the step, you're guaranteed to get there easy, fast, and in the most efficient way. And think about it this way. How much do we spend on holidays under the holiday illusion, hoping that we're going to have this amazing holiday because we're in this amazing destination without any issues? The real holiday you want to come on is when you've actually resolved these issues and there are no issues, that you can have a happy home and have happy holidays. And that is a reality that we can work towards, inshallah. So come and join me. You're going to love how it changes your life, how it changes your holidays, how it changes your homes, inshallah. We'll leave it there. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.